So welcome back to our lecture series in linear control system. So in today's class we are drawing Bode plot. Bode plot is having two parts. One is magnitude plot and other one is phase plot. Initially, for making it not much complicated, we are first taking magnitude plot. After clearing the concept of magnitude plot, we will draw the phase plot, and we have to use both these plots together to get the some particular results like phase margin, gain margin, etc. Anyhow, initially in this problem we are solving magnitude plot, and in my way I am trying to make you or lead you to some easier way with some initial concepts. In textbooks, this may be a little bit different, but all are correct. Nothing is wrong. Their method is also correct method. First of all, here you have to check that generally g of s is given in textbooks for the question regarding Bode plot. Why? In root locus it was g of s h of s. So first of all, what is the difference between g of s and g of s h of s? G of s is simply open loop gain without considering the feedback. If in the same open loop system, if we are considering feedback once, then it is g of s h of s. Then if we are continuously taking feedback and monitoring, it is known as closed loop system. So we can do Bode plot for both g of s and g of s h of s. If it is given like this, it means that we are not considering h of s, because initially we are analyzing only for g of s. Then we can add h of s by considering these results for getting better stability. So if you are checking informations regarding phase margin, gain margin, etc., just g of s is enough. But in case of root locus, as we are varying k from 0 to infinity for checking the stability of the system with all possible pole location of closed loop system. That's why we are taking g of s h of s. Then only we can correlate in between open loop and closed loop. So don't think much about this. G of s is also possible to find Bode plot, or for g of s h of s, that is also right. In question g of s h of s, you don't get confused. It is same. You have to do the same procedure itself. Okay, anyhow, so we are having the transfer function. But my first question, is it in standard form? No, it is not in standard form. The first step of Bode plot analysis, we have to make all these coefficient 1. And this is a different thing. This is a second order system. This itself. And for by considering the entire denominator, it's a fifth order system. So anyhow, as it's a second order system, I will explain you how to make it into standard form in order to draw Bode plot. So first step, we have to make all the things outside. So s plus 4, we have to rearrange it as 4 into s by 4 plus 1, where t is equal to coefficient of s, it is 1 by 4. As t is 1 by 4, corner frequency is 4. Everything is okay. So corner frequency can be stated directly from this form itself, from the non-standard form itself. Anyhow, this is the exact way. One term, this is the first term, s plus 4. Now I will arrange the second term. S square, is there anything to arrange? No, s square is in standard form itself. Now let me arrange s plus 2. Not s plus 2, it is 1 by s plus 2. 1 by s plus 2 means it is a pole, and s plus 4 was a 0. So 1 by s plus 2 can be rearranged as s plus 2 raised to minus 1. That is also correct. Anyhow, I want to take 2 outside. 1 by 2 into s by 2 plus 1, where t is equal to 1 by 2. So its corner frequency will be 2. Okay. And next term I have to arrange is s square plus 10s plus 100. So everybody knows that what is the standard form s square, what is the standard representation, 2 eta omega n s plus omega n square. So from this I will get that omega n square is equal to 100. Is it okay? Then what is omega n? Omega n is equal to 10. Now this is a standard representation, but for drawing Bode plot, I have to arrange this into another form that is known as standard form for Bode plot. In that standard form, I have to make this 100 as 1. What I have to do? I have to make this omega n square term should be made as 1. So let me rearrange it. It can be rearranged as 1 by, for making this 100 1, I have to take 100 outside. So 100 or omega n square is taken outside into s square plus 100, s square by 100 plus 10s by 100 plus 1. Anyhow, 100 is came outside. Don't think about the magnitude and all, because it is very easy for us to calculate the magnitude. Don't by heart that equation like 20 log omega. Such things are not needed. I will explain you how to find its magnitude while we are going into magnitude plot. Okay. So we have taken 3 elements from all the 3 non-standard representations. Let me mix all these things, then I will get k. K is equal to, here I will write, k is equal to, in the first term already 10 is there as a constant, and in the first term I took 4 outside. 10 into 4 divided by, in s square there is nothing to take outside. In s plus 2 I have take 2 outside. Okay, in this term I have take 100 outside. So don't get confused to place these coefficients in its correct position. If you are taking outside from denominator, you have to place it in denominator itself. If you are taking from numerator, you have to take in numerator, you have to replace in numerator itself. Okay. Anyhow, this will give 4 by 20. Point 2. We got k is equal to 0.2, and this is not this much complicated as this is the first problem I am explaining in step by step. Otherwise, it is directly substituted in one step itself. Actually, this is the question in non-standard form, and I can directly rearrange it as 10 into 4 is taken outside. So s by 5, s by 4 plus 1 by, okay, by 2 is taken outside. So s by 2 plus 1 into s square is here, and in this one 10 is taken outside, 100 is taken outside. So s square by 100 plus 10s by 100 plus 1. So this is very easy, and if you are solving these things, you will get k is equal to 0.2. Okay, so on the next step I can rearrange it as 0.2 into s by 4. S by 4 is nothing but 0.25 s plus 1 by s square into 0.5 s plus 1 plus s square by 100 plus s by 10 plus 1. Okay, so no need of any confusion. It is very easy to rearrange like this. So this should be your first step. If you got a question, you have to check all the pole zeros and you have to rearrange it to standard form, and you have to get the final k value. So in this problem, the final k value is 0.2. And also during the rearrangement, we can check that for the pole s plus 4, its corner frequency is 4. For 1 by s plus 2, its corner frequency is 2. For the second order term, its corner frequency is, that is a different thing, omega n is 10. For such a second order system, its corner frequency is given by omega n. So omega n square is there. It is given as 100. So omega n is 10. No need to check anything else for the corner frequency of a second order system. Omega n will be the corner frequency. So 10 will be the corner frequency. So we rearranged it and we obtained the value of k, and then we arranged all the terms in order to get corner frequency. There is one more term, 1 by s square, or for better easily solving the problem, I will suggest you to take k by s square as a single term. Then your steps will be somewhat easier. If k and 1 by s square are taken separately, as we did yesterday in that table, you have to take 20 log omega first, then you have to take 1 by s square will be, you have to write like, for gain, for k you have to take 20 log k, and for s square we will be writing s raised to minus 2. So its gain will be minus 2 into 20 log omega, like this. But it will be better if you are taking in a single step, so that its gain will be 20 log k by omega square. Both is matching because 20 log k minus 2 into 20 log omega will give the same result. So I suggest you to take k by s square as a single term. Please check is it matching or not. So take k by s square or constant by the integral or differential term. If s square is there in the numerator, then you have to take k into s square or k into s or k by s cube. Mix these both terms together, constant term and s term. S term may be in the numerator or in the denominator. Anyhow, you can mix it like this. Okay. So now we are directly moving into the problem. So this is the prerequisite arrangements for doing the border plot calculation. Now we are going to draw the table. So now we are going to draw the border plot's magnitude plot. So this is the transfer function g of s that we rearranged into standard form, and k is equal to 0.2. So okay. So now I am arranging all the terms in the ascending order of its corner frequency. So which is the first term? First term is the term which is not having any corner frequency. 1 by s square or k by s square is the term which is not having any corner frequency because it is just an s term. If it is like s plus 5, s plus 10 or 1 s square plus 5s plus 10, such terms will have corner frequency. But a term simply 1 by s square or s square, that is an integrator or differentiator term, it will not have any corner frequency. So first term is 0.2 s square, it is not having any corner frequency. Now, its s is in the denominator and it is s square term, so we have to multiply by minus 2. What was the standard equation? 1 by s square is nothing but s raised to minus 2. So its slope will be minus 2 into 20. If it is just 1 by s, it is nothing but s raised to minus n, where n is equal to minus 1. And its slope will be minus 1 into 20 dB per decade. If s is equal to 2, if n is equal to 2, 1 by s square or s raised to minus 2, its slope will be minus 2 into 20 dB per decade. This 20 is a standard thing. For each s term, it can contribute a slope of 20. And as the s is in denominator, we will be having negative. So, what will be the slope of this term? It is minus 40. Minus 40 dB per decade. At present, this is the initial slope. At present, this is the initial slope, so that it is not having any slope before this. So the total entire slope is minus 40 itself. That is, for the first term, the term slope will be the slope of the transfer function. Okay. Now, I am going to think about which is the second term, which is having higher corner frequency. We have to arrange in the ascending order. So, corner frequency of this term was 4, this is 2 and this is 10. We already did it. So, this is the second term having next corner frequency 1 by 1 plus s by 2, that is the term, and its corner frequency is 2. And as it is a pole that is placed in the denominator, its slope will be minus 20 dB per decade. What is the standard representation? If a pole is like this, it is a 0 as it is in the numerator. If it is in the denominator, it is known as a pole. That is the case 1 by 1 plus s by 2. So that will be equal to, and the slope will be minus 1 into 20 dB per decade. So, if this is square, what happened? It will become minus 2 into 20. If it is cube, it will become minus 3 into 20. So, what is the conclusion? The order will determine the slope. For first order, it is 20. For second order, it is 40. For third order, it is 60. And if it is in the denominator, we have to take minus. If it is in the numerator, initially, if it is in the numerator like a 0, we have to use plus. Okay, that will appear. So, this is a first order system. It is not having any power. N is 1, so it will be minus 20 dB per decade. Why the minus came? Because it is a pole. It is placed in the denominator. Now, what is the change in slope? Slope of the entire system. It is from minus 40. Initially it was minus 40. Now we are adding some more minus 20 at this corner frequency. So the net or new slope will be minus 40 minus 20, that is equal to minus 60. This is also a pole. So it will again pole at first order pole. So it will again constitute minus 20 dB per decade. So the net slope is minus 60 minus 20. So that is minus 80 dB per decade. Now, this is the last term. It is a second order term that is placed in denominator. So its corner frequency is 10 and its slope is minus 2 because second order in denominator, that's why minus, into 20 dB per decade. So that is minus 40 dB per decade. So what will be the net slope? Up to the 10 it will be having minus 80, and after 10 its slope is modified as minus 80 minus 40, minus 120 dB per decade. Okay, so what are the things we done up to this moment? We already arranged all the terms in the ascending order of their corner frequency. The first term, that is the initial term, 0.2 by s square. How we got the initial term? By mixing the constant and integral term. Suppose here s square is in the numerator, what will be the initial term? Please listen. Suppose if s square is there in the numerator, what will be our initial term? Yeah, 0.2 into s square. Like that, the first term s square is first term 0.2 by s square is very important. It will determine the magnitude up to the first corner frequency, and like that. It is really important point how to identify the first term. Okay, so we identified 0.2 by s square. It is not having any corner frequency. Suppose like it is having corner frequency is not applicable. So suppose consider it as a 0 corner frequency. After that, ascending, first corner frequency 2, second corner frequency 4, third corner frequency 10. And now I am coming to a gain table. In that, first corner frequency, second corner frequency, third corner frequency are written, and correspondingly I am going to calculate each magnitude. Initially I already calculated first gain, that is minus 26, that corresponds to FC1, first corner frequency. Now I will definitely calculate gain for FC2 and FC3. Before going to that, let me give a brief idea. It is very important, because up to the moment you are watching the thing without having any knowledge about the basic language. You don't know what is going to happen. I am doing something, some slope, something. So what is the meaning of these things? So I will explain its meaning. Before that, okay, no issue. Initially I will tell it, then only it will make some sense. So this is the frequency axis. This is the axis of gain. Suppose at 2 you got some minus 26. At 2 you got some minus 26. This is the point. Suppose next point is 4, next it will be 8, like that. Why so? Okay, don't take like that. Okay, you have to take like concept of decades. Point 2 is here, 20 will be here. Okay. Actually in the x-axis there is a bit complication. I will explain it by drawing it exactly. Now we are just taking these points. At least learn one thing, these points will not be in the uniform division, because it is a semi-log axis. I will explain what is a semi-log graph sheet in the final area of this lecture. Now just for understanding, minus 26 is the gain for this corner frequency 2. Suppose I will find some corner frequency here, that will be also a negative value, gain at 4. I will get this point. How I will connect this line? I will connect by using a straight line, and the slope of that line will be from 2 to 4. From 2 to 4 the slope is minus 60. So its slope will be minus 60, negative slope. Again from 4 to 10 it is again negative slope. So that point also will be a negative point. You will get it here somewhere. And that slope is minus 80. Slope should be changing. While drawing with exact scale, you will get like that. And after that, You can see here is a minus 40 slope where you will draw it, because first corner frequency is 2. From 2 to 4 it is minus 60. So there is a line coming into the first corner frequency, and that line is coming from infinity, because like this. Why it is coming from infinity? Because first corner frequency is the point where the first slope change happens. Change in slope happens at that point. Up to that point the slope change was minus 40. It is coming from far away, from negative infinity, and while reaching the first corner frequency of 2, its slope is changing to minus 60. A change should be visible. This is a rough drawing, that why changes are not that much visible. It should be visible. Okay, we will draw clearly. So the slope is minus 40. So suppose I want to calculate the magnitude at any point. Suppose for this point, this will be the magnitude. For this point, this will be the magnitude. I have to use the same equation that is applicable up to the first corner frequency. What was that equation? Gain up to, for any frequency which is less than or equal to first corner frequency 2. Up to that point our equation is valid. What was our equation? 20 log of first term. Magnitude means 0.2 by s is j omega square. But as it is magnitude, don't use the j term, because j term represents angle. So this is the case. So already by substituting 2 here, you got minus 26. Now you are going to substitute f or omega. Omega is equal to, omega is also represent frequency. Omega is equal to some frequency which is less than 0.2. Then only we can limit the line, because it is a small graph sheet. You can draw like this. You have to limit the figure at some point. So suppose I am going to take 0.2 here. I am taking lower frequency. I am taking lower corner frequency FL. The condition is that FL should be always less than FC1. So FL should be always, I am taking 0.2. So FL is equal to 0.2. Substitute that in the equation. Gain at FL, that is equal to 20 log 0.2 by 0.2 square. You will get 14 dB. Please check it. You will get 14 dB. So value of this point will be 14 dB. That's why I can delete the unnecessary parts. Otherwise I have to draw the line up to infinity. This is the case. So lower corner frequency FL should be considered for limiting the diagram. Now the same logic is applicable here also. Here I have to, the final corner frequency FC3 is 10. But you can see this is the point of 10. From 4 to 10, the slope is minus 80. From 2 to 4 the slope is minus 60. Okay. But from 10 to some other higher frequency FH, suppose I am taking some higher frequency, the slope should be minus 120. That means the figure will not end here. It is going like this. Minus 120 is also there. And you have to find, corresponding to some frequency, you have to find the gain in the similar case. So I am taking an higher frequency as 100. Why 100? Why 0.2? FL was 0.2 and we got the answer as 14 dB. Please tell me why I took 0.2 here, why I took 100 here? Because it is decades. 0.2 to 2 is a decade, 10 to 100 is a decade, multiplication of 10. Then you can easily calculate, you can easily cross check is your answer is right or wrong. Let me cross check. Is this answer is right or wrong? How you can cross check? I got 0.2 which is 14 dB. How you can cross check? You can easily cross check because up to the first corner frequency the slope is minus 40 dB per decade, and this change is 1 decade, 0.2 to 2. So the magnitudes of these 2 points will be having a difference of minus 40. On other words, 14, that is this magnitude, plus the particular slope minus 40 will give the magnitude at the other decade, that was minus 26. Please check. Please check. If it is right, our answer is cross check. That way I am taking these things. On the other hand, if you don't need to calculate like this, you can calculate this value from this itself. If it is a perfect decade, that is the concept. Anyhow, up to the moment, what are the things we covered? We arranged all the terms in the arranging order of corner frequency. Then I took some lower corner frequency, not corner frequency, some lower frequency FL which is less than FC1, and I took some higher frequency FH which is greater than the FC3, which is greater than the higher corner frequency FC3. And I calculated gain for first corner frequency and lesser corner frequency by using the same equation. But after the first corner frequency, this equation is not valid. We have to use another equation. Now we are moving to that. Now we got the magnitude corresponding to two frequency. I will tell you one important thing. FC is a term. FC is actually a representation of corner frequency. But generally these FC1, FC2 such things, it will be better if you take omega, because in x-axis we are normally taking angular frequency omega. That's why both are right, nothing is wrong, but always in textbooks and all they are taking omega as a notation. So corner frequency is omega C1, omega C2, like that. Omega is a better notation, or if you want F, you can take that also. Okay. So now I want to find the magnitude corresponding to frequency, corner frequency 2, corner frequency 3 and higher frequency omega H. Okay. Now for that, this was the base calculation. Sorry, this is the base point with respect to 0.2 S square, and this equation is valid up to the corner frequency of 2. But after that particular value of 2, suppose for 2.1, frequency 2.1, that equation we previously calculated was not valid. It is valid only up to any frequency or any omega which is less than, which is less than or equal to 2. So for omega C is equal to 4, how we can calculate the gain? Then we have to use the new equation, gain at omega C2 is equal to slope from omega C1 to omega C2, or first corner frequency to second corner frequency into log of omega C2 by omega C1 plus the gain at the last point. What was the last point? Omega C1. Gain at omega C1. You have to learn this equation because it is valid for all the upcoming corner frequencies. So let me substitute here, that is slope from omega C1 to 4, that is minus 60, or it is also known as change in slope from omega C1 to omega C2. So minus 60 plus gain at the last point, it was minus 60 into log of omega C2 by omega C1. Omega C2 by omega C1 means 4 by 2 plus gain at the last point, gain at omega C1, that is minus 26. So if you calculate this, you will get minus 44 as the answer. Please do it in the calculator. Okay, now it is very easy. I am marking minus 44 here. Is it okay for you? It is a new equation. The previous equation that coming from the first term will be valid only up to first corner frequency. That is the point you by heart. And this is not that much a complicated thing. And now, let me change the things for the next corner frequency. That is omega C3. Omega C3, that is equal to 10. So gain at omega C3 is slope from omega C2 to omega C3 into log of, what is the change? Omega C3 by omega C2 plus gain at last point. Which is the last point or starting point? Omega C2. I modified the equation. Now here also we need some modifications. Okay. Please do it. So slope from omega C2 to omega C3. In this table also you can mark omega representations. This is FC1 or omega C1. This is FC2 or omega C2, and this is FC3 or omega C3, like that. Okay, so it is slope from omega C2 to omega C3, that is minus 80 into log of omega C3. Omega C3 is 10 by omega C2 is 4 plus gain at the last point, that is minus 44. Please substitute that using a calculator, then you will get minus 75 as the answer. So this is also okay. For the corner frequency of value 10, the gain is minus 75. Is it okay? Now I am going to change the things. Before that, please complete this. Okay? Now I am changing this to higher frequency. Okay, now it is we are standing in this higher corner frequency omega C3. That magnitude is also we obtained. Now we are going to calculate for some other frequency, which is some other frequency fH, which should be greater than FC3, which should be greater than higher corner frequency. For the time being, I assumed that value as 100. For the time being, I assume that value as 100. 100 is greater than 10 and it's also a decade. 10 to 100 is one decade. So this figure shows an approximate arrangement of a semi-log graph sheet. So in such a graph sheet, which we are generally using for plotting the Bode plot, its x-axis is having non-uniform distribution. So this is one division. We are showing three divisions, 1, 2 and 3. Three divisions are shown in this graph on the x-axis. Whereas in one division, we are giving the further divisions. Why I presented like this? Because you have to familiarize with such a graph sheet. It is not ordinary graph sheet. In ordinary graph sheet, all the subdivisions will be similar. But here main divisions are similar, but the subdivisions are indifferent. Please see this. This is among this division, first subdivision is having this much distance, 1. From 1 to 2, it is this. This is the second division. This is the third division, fourth division, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, such divisions are very small. Whereas 1, 2, etc. are having large distance. You can see the divisions are not uniform. So, non-uniform divisions are provided inside each unit. And we are presenting frequency or omega in x-axis and gain in dB in y-axis. So we know we have to add or we have to provide space for 0.2, 2, 4, 10, 100, etc. And frequency is normally specified in, not for frequency. Frequency we are taking in x-axis, whereas it should be specified in decades, because gain is dB and we are specifying the change of gain in dB per decade. So we are having x-axis in decades. Decades means each division should be a multiplication of 10, like 1, 10, 100, 1000, etc. If we are having 4 divisions, I can represent 1 to 1000. 1 is first division, 10, 100 and 1000. If we are having 4 divisions, I can represent 1 to 1000. If we are having 2 divisions, I can represent 1 to 100. If having 3 divisions, I can represent 2 division 1 to 10 and 3 division 1 to 100. In this, we can see how many divisions we need. Please check. We need from 0.1 to 100 we are needing, because 0.2 is there. So suppose we are starting from 0.1, the sessions may be 0.1 first decade, 10, 100. If these 3 divisions are used, we can represent all the frequencies. So I am taking 0.1 here, and here is a mistake. If first is 0.1, second one will be 1, third one will be 10 and fourth one will be 100. Okay, so this is 0.1, then this second division will be 10. Third division will be, again I am making same logical mistake. 0.1, 10, 1, 10 and 100. Now we are capable of representing up to 0.1 to 100. 0.1 to 1 is first decade, 1 to 100 is second decade, 1 to 10 is second decade, 10 to 100 is third decade. Similarly, y-axis will be a normal graph like this. Each unit will be having 10 subdivisions and each subdivision will be uniform like this. Y-axis will be like this. So, all the decades will be having 10 equal lines. I am not showing all the lines. I just drawn the first line and the fourth line. I will explain you why these lines are more needed. Anyhow, in a graph sheet, all the 10 lines will be there inside each decade and they will be in non-uniform pattern. So, you have to practice this question in your home by using the original sheet, original semilograph sheet. Then only you will get the clear idea. Anyhow, by having the limitations, I am trying to express at my best. So, which is the first frequency? We are taking omega L, that is 0.2. Omega L is 0.2. 0.2 means it asks this is 0.1 and this is 1. We may be having 10 subdivisions like the previous case. First division will be here somewhere, second division, third division, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. Non-uniform, exactly like this. But the first subdivision, in this division, 0.1 is the initial point. So, the next point will be, this point will be first line and that is representing, let me take a scale. That is representing the point 2. Let me draw an arrow line for you to get a clear idea. I have to draw all these lines with the blue line, but I am not doing that. You just imagine all the lines are there. Okay. So, this is the line which representing point 2. Point 3 will be here, point 4 will be here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and next line will be 1, point 1 to 1. So, point 2 its frequency is 14 dB. You have to mark in the x-axis. Actually in x-axis we are having a large number. So, I think we can add some more divisions. Okay. So, the y-axis divisions are, let me take this as 0. So, this is minus 25, minus 50, minus 100, minus 125, minus 150, minus 175, minus 200. Now, we know that for the first point, omega L is equal to 0.2. Okay, omega L is equal to 0.2. So, this is 0.1 and the first division just you can see after that will be 0.2. So, this is the first division. So, this will be 0.2, second division will be 0.3, third division will be 0.4, like that this will be 1. So, this is 0.2 and in 0.2 the value is 14 dB. So, 14 dB this is 25. So, 14 will lies in between these. So, this is the first point and this value will be 14 dB. So, first point is obtained. Now, which is the second point? First corner frequency 2 and its gain is minus 26. So, this is 1, this is 1 and this is 10. So, in between that the first point will be 2, first division will be 2, this is the first division, this is 2. So, for 2 the gain is minus 26. So, extend this line minus 26, it will be very close. So, this will be minus 26. And this is the line of 2. Second point is okay. Now, the third corner frequency is 4 and this gain is minus 44. 4 will comes as this is 1, this is 10. So, first division will be 2, second division will be 3 and third division will be 4. This is the line of 4. I already marked those points. That's why I used blue ink initially to draw this. Okay. So this is the line of 4 and the gain corresponding to 4 is minus 44. So this will be minus 15. So minus 44 will come here somewhere, and please extend that line to the line of 4. This will be the third point. And which is the fourth point? Fourth point will be 10. Or the highest corner frequency, omega C3 10. 10 will be clearly visible because it is a decade line. So its gain is minus 75. So this will be minus 75. I am drawing, extending that to here. This will be that point. Minus 75. Then the last point, this next decade, 100, is also clearly visible because it is a decade line. And its gain is minus 195. Minus 195 will come here, and I will extend that to our axis. This will be minus 195. Now you can use a scale to draw this, to connect these points. First point, first line, second line, third line, and fourth line. Okay, it's better to use scale. That will be better. Okay. Now the diagram is almost completed. Now you have to mark the slope from point 2 to 1. From point 2 to 1, not to 1, to first corner frequency omega C1. To omega C1 from the any other value less than the particular value of 2, that is omega lower, we take it as 0.2, and its slope will be minus 40. You can see from the table per decade. And next slope will be from this corner frequency 2 to this corner frequency 4, and the slope will be minus 60 dB per decade. And then corner frequency of 4 to 10, 4 to 10, and the slope will be minus 80 dB per decade. And then from omega C3, that is 10, to any other higher frequency, that slope will be given by the last slope, that is minus 120 dB per decade. Now it is really beautiful. The drawing is completed. And also you can check the things like in non-calculating method, because this is 2. What will be the value of 0.2? You can just add minus 90. Okay, like that. You can do that also. For example, here at 10 it is minus 75. What will be at 100? You don't need to calculate because the slope will be minus 120 per decade, and it is a perfect decade. So minus 75 minus 120. Minus 120, you will get minus 195. Like that, that calculation can be also done here and here in the first 2 stages. So this is the Bode plot. It is over now. And we will discuss magnitude, Bode plot's magnitude plot is over. We will discuss Bode plot's phase plot in the upcoming class. Then we will mix these two in a single paper, and then you can find phase crossover frequency, phase margin, gain crossover frequency, gain margin, etc. These things are really important, and you will definitely you can score marks if you got this concept. So hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next class. Thank you.